Hey guys, it's Katie, and for today's video, I'm going to be doing the Peculiar Book tag. This tag was created by Jesse the Reader, and I'll link his video down in the description. So there are several things I want to say before we actually get into this video. First, I know this video is a few days late. I'm really sorry. I couldn't film when I normally filmed because I had to get new batteries for my camera because those died. And then I got sick. I'm finally better. Finally have batteries, and now I'm able to film, so this will today's Sunday, so this will probably be up tomorrow, Monday. So fingers crossed I'll get it up then. And also if you hear any kind of scratching noise, that's my brother's rabbit. She's in the other room and she is tunneling. I think that's what you call it. And last thing is I'm gonna have my phone out because I can't remember the questions and I also can't remember my answers, so yeah. Anyway, with that said, let's get into the video. So number 1 is Abandoned House, a book that you once abandoned but then gave another chance and ended up enjoying. And for this one I'm going with The Giver by Lewis Lowry. I have been trying to read this book since I was in 5th grade, and I'm a senior in high school now, so I think you can see how long of a time that is. But I would keep checking it out from the library, and I just never got around to reading it. I think because of the old man on the cover, I thought a book with an old man on the cover wouldn't be interesting. But once I actually picked it up and read it, I really enjoyed it. Also, if you can hear doors and stuff, that's my family, sorry. Number 2 is Vintage Photographs, a book that you would have loved to have seen illustrations in. And for this, I'm going with the Selection series by Kira Cass. I'm holding up the second one because I don't have a copy of the first one. But I would have loved to have seen illustrations in this just so we could see the castle and the really pretty costumes. I think that would have been great. The next one is Loop, a series that you wouldn't mind reading on loop. And for this, I have to pick Percy Jackson and the Olympians. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I really love Rick Riordan, and I just love this series. This series has a very special place in my heart, and yeah, I think it would have to be this one because, you know, they have everything you would want. They have some adventure, but they're also really funny and lighthearted at the same time. So, this series. The next one is Peculiar Children, a character's ability that you desire to have for yourself. For this one, I'm going with Katniss from the Hunger Games. I know she doesn't have an ability as in a superpower or something like that, but she knows how to fight and knows how to survive very well, and I would feel so confident in myself if I could hunt and survive the Hunger Games like she can. So yeah, I think I have to go with this one. The next one is Miss Peregrine, your favorite character that is a leader. For this one I'm going with Harry Potter. I think he just kind of leads his friends into doing things like defeating Voldemort and all of that, and I think if you've read this or watched the movies then you know what I mean. The next one is Jacob, your favorite story where an ordinary kid discovers an extraordinary world. And for this one I have The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe by C.S. Lewis. I love Narnia. This is my favorite Narnia book. I think I kind of debated about what to pick because I didn't want to pick Harry Potter again because I think I also have that series for another question, and I didn't want to pick Percy Jackson again because I wanted to be a little more varied. So, Narnia. The next one is Emma, a fierce and fiery character. And for this one, I'm going with Lizzie from Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. Lizzie isn't fiery in the sense that she goes around beating up bad guys or anything like that, but she is fiery in that she refuses to conform to society's standards at that time, and she refuses to marry only for comfort and doesn't give up on the idea of marrying for love. So the next one is Millard, a book that seems invisible but needs to be read by more people. And for this one I couldn't really think of anything. I feel like I have a tendency to only read really well-known books just because I know the really well-known books are good and I want to read good books. So I'm kind of skipping this question, but I just wanted to let you know it was there. And the next one is Olive, a book that you bought that floated to the top of your TBR. And for this one I have Since You've Been Gone by Morgan Matson. This was the first Morgan Matson book I have ever read. Still the only one I've ever read, but I definitely plan on reading more. And I bought this toward the end of summer. I think I started reading it that day. I'm putting my phone up for just one second so I can show you. But it's so cool. If you haven't read it, there are these playlists and stuff throughout it, so you can listen. Oh, that's, here we go, it continues on this page right there. So you can like listen to the songs that Morgan Matson created playlists from while you're reading this, which I think is super cool. And it was just a really fun contemporary to read at the end of summer. I don't really read a ton of contemporaries. Some of them I feel like I just don't like. But this was one that I really, really did like. So, Since You've Been Gone is my answer to that. The next one is Hue, a book that stung and caused a lot of feelings. And I don't have a copy of this one since I checked out this book at my library when I read it. But that is The Book Thief. I'm sure a lot of you have heard of it, and a lot of you have probably read it. And that book, especially the ending, just gave me all of the feelings. I was sobbing more in the last section of the book while reading that than I have ever cried while reading any book. So I think that says a lot, especially because I do cry pretty easily. So the next one is Enoch, without spoiling, a book character that you would bring back to life. So since I can't spoil, I'm just going to hold up the book and not say the character, but this is pretty well known, so I think a lot of you are going to know what I mean. So this one, which I think a lot of people can agree with me, one of my favorite characters dies in this one, if I have the right book, which I really hope I do, because that would be really embarrassing if I didn't. But yeah, this one is pretty heartbreaking. The next one is Bronwyn, a physically strong character. And for this one, again, I don't have a copy because I read this from my library, but I am picking Selena Sardathian from The Throne of Glass. She is an assassin, so come on, she has to be physically strong. I love her. She's such a cool character. And yeah, I think she's a pretty good pick for that. The next one is Hollowgast, a book you read that felt like an experiment gone wrong. I've never read a book where my first thought was, wow, this is an experiment gone wrong. Probably because I tend to stay away from really weird books. So I don't have an answer for this one either, so sorry. And the last one is Whites, a book that felt like it had consumed tropes you had seen before in other books. So for this one, I'm going with The Selection series by Kira Cass. And I don't mean this in a bad way at all, because I absolutely love the Selection series, but I do feel like it did have a lot of tropes, especially in the romance department, but you know, it's still a really great read, and I would highly recommend this series if you haven't read it. And that is it. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'll have the original video by Jessie, at Jessie the Reader, linked in the description, so go check that out. It's a great video. And thank you guys so much for watching. I don't know if I was a little late in doing this tag, because I know this was in celebration of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, which came out a little while ago in theaters. But I just felt like doing a book tag because I knew that that would be kind of easy. And yeah, so I did it. Sorry if you heard doors throughout the video. My family decided to walk around a bunch. And I don't think there's anything else I want to say. So again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day. All of my social media will be in the description if you want to see what I'm reading and writing. And I will have a new video for you guys next week that is hopefully on time. Bye!